Printing instruction, how it works. For new teams, why do we have a printing instruction? The printing instruction has been created for two main reasons. Firstly, to provide an organized structure which can be easily followed, and secondly, to streamline the process to get every team to comply to the requirements. This process technically cuts out the safety officer, as you can use this process on your own. You can follow it on your own time and by yourself. However, it is best to keep the safety officer involved during the process. This will speed up the process if you get the assistance from the safety officer, and it will also allow for faster approval at the end of it. Timeline. This timeline indicates the time required to perform all the requirements in an ideal setup where you can just commit your time to the process. It looks complicated, but let's simplify it. Firstly, do steps 2 and 3 as soon as possible. You need to do these two steps before you start work, and you will need at least 2 days to do so. Inform the safety officer immediately to do step 7 for you. This will be done while you are doing step 2 and 3, and thus then you don't have to worry about step 7. Do steps 4, 5 and 6 over the next 30 days. The safety officer will send you reminders to do this on a timely basis. Then steps 8 and 9 can be done throughout the process, so thus you won't notice the time. However, it does take in total 25 days to complete everything. So, because we know of your busy schedules, we will be giving you a 60-day grace period to learn the system, to do all the requirements, and get you up to at least an 80% compliance. And then if you have the 80% compliance, you will get an additional 30 days to comply. And this will continue throughout the years you will be working for the company, because your compliance needs to be up to 100% constantly, with a grace period of falling maybe 5% and so forth. But the safety officer will issue these corrective actions to keep you at that 100% at all times. The learning curve is a visual illustration of the compliance required levels, starting at day 0 with 0% compliance. Within 10 days, you need to reach 10% compliance. This is calculated from the team file printed and having it on site, and your mandatory training completed and passed by all team members. Then, within 20 days, you will need 30% compliance achieved, which will be calculated from the induction training and the client training completed and passed. Then within 30 days, you will need to be at 50% compliance, which will then include the internal documents and the team validations. And within 60 days, you will need to be up to 80% compliance, which will then include your implementation. The safety officer will track this progress, so you don't need to know exactly everything. This is just to inform you of the process. After the 30 days, the safety officer will assist you to improve your shortfalls. Then, after 60 days, you will receive verbal warnings from the safety officer so that you must reach that last 80%. And then after 90 days, you will be starting to get corrective action requirements and warnings on the first 50% requirement. And then also you will get corrective action requirements to get you up to that 100%. Let's get to the printing instruction itself. Firstly, we're going to look at the printing instruction functions. This document is known as a mini database. Databases are complex and usually requires additional software to be installed. To avoid this, we've created the mini database on Excel, as Microsoft Office is usually already installed on most computers and usually includes Excel. Thus, this format is the most common format and thus will cover most employees and users. To use this mini database, you will need to know the basic functions. So please pay attention. If you know this, using this mini database will be easier than choosing a ringtone on your phone. Please note this sheet is protected. This is to protect the codes and calculations. Thus, you will not be able to click anywhere you are not supposed to. Please do not try and remove this protection. Buttons. Button comes in many different shapes and forms. Basically, all it means is when you click on it, something will happen. Thus, a function will occur. Thus, each type of button will have a specific function. It's very important. When I'm going through these steps, I will not show each and every function of each and every button, because then this video will be 10 times longer than it already is. So please make sure you understand these functions. It's very easy. So let's look at the different buttons. Navigation buttons. These are the green buttons mostly, and you will only find one red one. Navigation buttons simply moves you through the printing instruction document as you click on them. Firstly is the Getting Started button. It's on the first step. If you click on it, it will take you to the next step. Clicking on Next will take you through all the other steps. As you go along, you can just click on it. And then if you want to go back to the previous step, simply go and click on Back and keep clicking on it until you find what you want. You can also use the tabs down below to navigate through the different steps. If you want to go to a specific step, just click on that step. And then finally, you can just click on the Save and Close button. It will automatically save your document before closing it. Email link buttons. These are the pink buttons. Email buttons will open a preset email ready to be sent with all the required parties already added. You just need to edit the email. Simply click on the button, edit the subject and recipients if you want. You can add or remove, insert your message and send. Note that you will need Outlook for this function. Team file buttons. You will find two buttons that leads to the team file. The red one will open a PDF file and the blue one will open the folder. To open this, simply go and click on the red one, which will open the PDF file completely ready in order as it should be. Just on Dropbox, select Open, select Adobe Acrobat, and it would open the PDF file on your desktop. Then select Print and print your document. Or click on the Dropbox link, which would open those folders individually for each section. If you open it, you will find each subsection, or if there isn't any subsections, you will find the documents, all of which is in order as they should be in the file. You can simply open the document, or if you've linked the documents to your desktop, you can see you can quickly go into the folder just like that and get everything the same as on Dropbox. There you have your document. You can edit it if you want to, or you can just print it. Test Documents button. This button is a picture of a piece of paper and a pen which you use to write on. Where you see this icon, it means that there is a test related to the training which must be completed by each related employee individually. Click on the icon, which will open the document in Dropbox. Then click on Open. Select the format to open it on your desktop, and then simply print the document. Remember to change the quantities to the number of employees or persons whom will be undergoing this training. And then simply hit print. Documents button. This button is also a picture of a piece of paper and a pen which is signing it. This button will open a document in the required format, either editable or non-editable, which you would need to complete and sign. So simply click on the document button, which will open in Dropbox the document. Then click on Open. Select the format, open it on your Dropbox, go to print the document, edit the quantity of copies. You will usually just need one, and simply select print. Document package button. This is a picture of a folder with multiple documents inside. This will open a folder with several documents related to the same subject. Note that there is informative training presentations available which explains this. These folders will have several documents in them, and there will be one PDF folder or file which will have all of these documents in one, so you can just print the one document. So all you need to do is simply click on the button, open the PDF file which has everything in it, and then open it in your desktop format, which is Adobe mostly, and then simply just go and print the document. Training link buttons. All training is provided with a choice of format. Thus you can choose which format you want to use. Formats will be shown next. You will always see the two next to each other as shown on the left. If it has a border, you don't need to confirm the viewing of the training, as it is not mandatory. It is there to explain to you, as it is informative. If there is a document, it will be assumed that you viewed the explanation, and if you sign the document, it is you confirming that you understand and thus that you viewed the training. If it has no border, you must confirm that you viewed the training. It is mandatory, and by signing the document to confirm that you viewed the training and that you understand your duties and responsibilities towards the topic of the training, you will be monitored and tracked. If you choose the Dropbox training link, this will open a folder on Dropbox with all the documents of the training and the related training in the folder, which you can simply use as follows. Firstly, click on the Dropbox link. Then you will see that it opens it. You have different types of documents. Firstly, for the video, you can just click on the video to open it, and then click on play and watch the video. Company and site induction. Or you can click on the slideshow. For this, wait for it to load and then click on open. Select your PowerPoint And this will open the
Rules
presentation
induction
in
training.
PowerPoint, which means you can navigate through it as you want under your control. You can go back and forth
Training outcomes.
through each and every
Know and
slide
understand
as
what zero
you need it. And then also you will find other documents such as the test also in the folder. All the documents related to this training will be inside this folder. If you choose to use the YouTube link, you will be able to view the training video. So simply go and click on the YouTube button. This will open the video in YouTube
Company and
already
site
there. You
induction
can
training.
just view it. And please take the time to subscribe to the channel so you will always be informed of new training being uploaded. And this concludes the buttons. Let's look at the basic layout of each and every steps page. Firstly, you will note the standard Excel page header and footer, which has your company logo, the document name, the description of the exact part of the document, thus your page you are on, your documented print date, the document reference, and at the bottom you will find the file name, the sheet name, the document distribution control, and the page number. On the page itself, you will firstly see the step number. The steps are sorted according to priority. However, you can go back and forth between the steps as you complete them. Then in the center, you will see the description of this step. It's just to show you shortly what the step is for. And to the right-hand side top corner, you will find the step video or presentation. If you have any problems with the step or don't understand what to do, click on the preferred link to view a video which explains the step. You do not need to view each and every step if you viewed this presentation as a whole. Only if you struggle, you can always quickly go to these links and they will open only the steps explanation. At the bottom, you will see the step notes. Important notes on the step will be included down here. Ensure to read this. It is there for your attention. And then you will also see in the next part the back button. If you click on this button, it will take you back to the previous step. And if you click on the next button, it will take you to the next step. Please note that step 1 and 9 looks slightly different than this, but it would also take you to a certain place. So just click on the green ones and it will take you where you need to go. Finally, the content of the step, which will be found here in the centerpiece, which is now white. You will find your instructions, your document links, your training links, your email links, etc. Ensure to complete all as instructed and please read the document. What does it mean when I say you can edit? Please note that when I say you can edit a document, it does not mean that you can edit the information in the document or the structure of the document. It only means that where you are required to insert information, you can edit in that information digitally on the document rather than writing it in by hand. Do not change the document itself. Let's look at each step individually. If you think you are ready, you can stop the presentation now and start with the printing instruction, but it is highly advised that you continue watching. Remember, if you struggle, you can always just watch the specific step presentation by clicking on the preferred format on the right-hand side top corner of each steps page. And feel free to contact me at any time if you need any assistance. I'm the safety officer, FYI. Step 1. Welcome and getting started. Step 1 is to welcome you and your team to the organization and to show you what is required from you as a team and individually to comply to the SHIRK requirements. You've received the printing instruction document via email. Thus, firstly, save the attachment. By following this procedure, it would make it easier for you to go back and forth with the different teams. So I suggest you follow this. Firstly, open a folder which you will call the template. Open the folder and save the instruction there. Then open the folder and copy the instruction. Go to a file where you can save all the new teams. Create a new folder specific to your team. Double-click it and paste the printing instruction in. You can also rename it to your file team name. Open it, click on Enable Content, and this will open on step 1 the printing instruction, which you can just start from here. If you inform the safety officer of the team, the safety officer, which is me, will send you the team-specific printing instruction with links to the Dropbox folder created for your team. On the first page is the step 1. First thing you have to do, and it's most important, is to watch the printing instruction video presentation, which is this one technically. So firstly, either if you're a new team, click on either the Dropbox or the YouTube, or if you're an existing team, again, Dropbox or YouTube, whichever you want. After you've watched it, click on the Get Started and get the process started. Please note that existing teams must be fully compliant to the new system by the end of August. Thus, the existing team option will be removed 1st of September 2017. Step 2. Select and print team file. Step 2 is to print your team safety file according to the scope of work assigned to your team. How the files work. All the files are set up the same way with 12 main points. Please watch the How to Print Your File video, which will show you exactly how the files will look. It's the contents that get more as the work changes. Thus, the files work in 3 levels. Level 1 is your RAN file. Level 2 is your rectifier file, which is basically level 1 with electrical work documentation added. And level 3 is your RF file, which is basically level 1 and level 2 files with working at heights added. Thus, the one file builds on the previous files. Should a certain section not be applicable to your scope of work, contact the safety officer to discuss removing the documents from your file. Because the one file builds on the other file, which builds on the next file. For example, RF will include everything electrical and RAN as well. But let's say you will never do electrical work. You can contact the safety officer and the safety officer will assist you in which documents you can remove from your file. The same goes with RF. RF file with the working at heights includes abseiling and regular fall arrest work, rigging, etc. If you are not going to perform, let's say for example, rigging and abseiling, and you will only be using fall arrest, the safety officer again will assist you on which documents you can then remove from your file. Note, if none of these files covers your scope of work, and please remember, it doesn't mean RF only RF. RF is only the reference. It means working at heights, electrical, and your general is included. So if you're going to do dishes, the RF file will also cover your requirements. However, if it does not, let's say for example you will also be doing excavations and foundations, then you will need a new file. Contact the safety officer simply click on the new scope of work button, and then the safety officer will review the document you've completed and create a new file specific to your scope of work. On the page, you will find that you can choose either the RAN file, the rectifier file, or the RF file. Once you've selected your scope of work file, simply select either the red button, which will open the full PDF file, or the blue one, which will open the folder with the individual documents in order in the folder. Then watch the video, which will show you how to print and bind your file, and it will also give you a walkthrough on what is in the file and where it should be and what you should do with that section. Then click on the document icon to open the printing confirmation form. You must complete this and send it back to the safety officer. Also, watch the instruction videos provided, which will show you how to use the confirmation form and how to complete it. Once you are done, simply click on Next to continue to step 3. And firstly, it is of utmost importance that the safety officer receive your file printing confirmation. Without this, you will not be allowed to go to site. Step 3. Mandatory pre-work training. Step 3 is to undergo the mandatory pre-work commencement training. All team members must complete this training before you are allowed on site. This includes the evaluation and passing of the tests. Please note that this is not applicable to existing teams, as you have 30 days to complete this training. Firstly, click on the test button to open and print for each team member. Then click on the document button to open the attendance register and all must sign. Click to open the YouTube or Dropbox training presentation. Click the email to send the proof, and then click Next to continue to the next step. Step 4. Induction training. Step 4 is to undergo the induction training. A grace period of 30 days will be given to complete the training, thus 2 per week. For existing teams, you will have 60 days to complete. Induction training must be done by all. It is to ensure that if you are working with or working around certain tasks on all related workplaces. Firstly, everyone must undergo accordingly. Simply open the test and print it for each person. Choose your preferred format for viewing, either YouTube or Dropbox, by clicking on the icon. You will note a list of all the training as required, and next to it, whom should attend. Email the copies to the safety officer and then click Next to proceed to step 5. Client training. Step 5 is to undergo the client training. A grace period of 30 days will be given to complete the training. Existing teams will receive 60 days. Clients on occasion will issue training which they want the teams to view. Such training will be listed here. Look for the client that you are working for, the project's client. Click on the attendance, click on the training videos, view them, and then ensure that each member signs the attendance, and then send the copy to the safety officer and click Next to proceed to step 6. Step 6. Internal documents. Step 6 is for all the internal documents required for the team members. Comply to the required documents listed in the description of documents. Click on the document link, either the package or the individual document. Print the documents as per the quantities required and complete the documents. Use the instruction videos. Send copies of the completed documents to the safety officer, and then, once completed, click Next to proceed to Step 7. Step 7. Organogram and team validation. Step 7 is to get the team validation in order, thus getting approval to start working. Step 7 is the step we previously discussed. Please inform the safety officer immediately when you have a new team, or even if you just intend to have a new team, to get this step done. This is the most important step. However, if you do want to do this on your own, it is possible, but it is a very complicated procedure. So therefore, I would suggest that you just do this first part. Go, click on the document at the top. This will open the organogram. Use the YouTube or Dropbox link to show you how to do it. I would not suggest that you use the bottom document, because this is a complete validation process and it's quite difficult. But you can use the YouTube or Dropbox views to see it. Send this, either one of the documents, to the safety officer, who will then continue the validation process as required. This is only to streamline when you complete it yourself. I highly suggest that you rather just contact the safety officer, because it would help a lot. But contact the safety officer when you have enough time. Do not do it the day before you have to go to site. It would have to put an extreme rush. And if, this is very important, if it is that you are going to go to site the next day or within 2 days, which means that there is not enough time to complete the process as required, please tell this to the safety officer so that we can rush the process. You can get just the pre-approval and the complete validation will be done later on. Step 8. Send docs to management. Step 8 is to send all the required documents to the safety officer and management team for data capturing, and it provides a tracking system which you can use to see your progress. Email links has already been set up in order as required. Click on the link to open the Outlook email, edit the recipients and add your messages as required. Then simply add in the dates so that you can track when you've completed what and what is confirmed and what data has been captured. Also, please note all the contact information of the safety officer at the bottom. After you're done, click Next to continue to Step 9. Step 9. Finished. Send complaints or suggestions. Step 9 is the final and easiest step. Thank you firstly, and now you can start complaining. Your complaints or suggestions contributes greatly to better the system, thus it's needed and encouraged. So please feel free to complain and feel free to provide me with suggestions. This system is where it is now due to complaints and suggestions, so please continue them. Firstly, all you need to do is click on the email link, which will open the Outlook email, which you can edit the recipients and insert your complaint. Then save and close the document. You're done. If you reopen it, you will see your information has been saved. Now, we are working on a format to provide complaints and suggestions anonymously. In the meantime, all will be handled as if it is confidential and anonymous, unless you provide instruction to name yourself in the solving progress. In conclusion, firstly, I would like to thank everybody. Whether you've completed the entire process or you've are still busy or you still have to start. I am very, very happy about the progress I've seen because this file has been in the field for a while now. And I know it's a headache and it's a lot of work, but this system has been implemented to ease the process. If you've completed this, the worst is over. Here forward, it's only constant completing of documents, awareness posts, safety alerts, and audits. I know, bad joke. But this process will be required once. After this, only updates and amendments are done. Safety makes people feel irritated, and yes, you have reason, but it is there for your protection. So please bear with us. I promise it will get easier. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, the safety officer, Jacqueline. I will be happy to assist you wherever you need, and also complaints, suggestions, bring it at me. I can take it and I will help you and I will try to better the system at every point.